It's 3 a.m. and you're awake. Your phone is in your hand before you've even decided to pick it up. You feel broken, like something is wrong with you. But the real answer is far stranger. For most of human history, waking up in the middle of the night wasn't a disorder. It was Tuesday. Your ancestors didn't sleep the way you do at all, not even close. You're taught a normal night is one long, unbroken block. 8 hours, lights out, lights on. Anything else feels like failure. But that block of solid sleep is younger than the light bulb that helped create it. Historian Roger Ekirch spent 16 years combing through diaries, court records, and medical texts from before the Industrial Age, reading pages most historians had simply skimmed past. What he found rewrote what we thought we knew about the human night. People didn't sleep once, they slept twice. Ekirch documented hundreds of references to first sleep and second sleep. A person went to bed shortly after dark, slept 3 or 4 hours, then woke naturally in the night. Not from stress at all, just woke up. Well, what did they do? They got up. Some prayed, some talked quietly with a spouse in the dark, some tended a dying fire. Some simply lay there thinking, letting the mind wander in a way it never gets to during the day. Then, after an hour or two, they drifted into second sleep until morning. This was so common, it had its own vocabulary. Witnesses in court testimony described crimes happening in the interval between sleeps. Medical guides gave advice for the waking hour, as if it were as unremarkable as lunch. Even household manuals mentioned it in passing, the way a modern guide might mention a coffee break. Here's the part that should stop you. This wasn't just history, it's biology. In the early 1990s, psychiatrist Thomas Ware ran an experiment at the National Institute of Mental Health. He placed people in near total darkness for 14 hours a night for weeks. No screens, no lamps, no streetlight leaking through the blinds. Within about a month, their sleep spontaneously split in two. Nobody told them to. Their bodies rediscovered a pattern they had never consciously learned. 4 hours of sleep, an hour or two of quiet wakefulness, 4 more hours of sleep. So what changed? What broke the pattern that had existed for the vast majority of human history? Cheap, abundant, artificial light. Harvard sleep researcher Charles Czeisler has spent decades studying how light governs the body's internal clock. Light exposure, more than almost anything else, tells your brain when to release melatonin and when to suppress it. Before gas lamps and electric bulbs became common, night meant real darkness. Once that changed, the rhythm of the human night changed with it. Streetlights extended the evening. Electric bulbs pushed bedtime later. Factory schedules demanded one long sleep so workers could show up for one long shift. First sleep and second sleep slowly merged into the single block we now treat as the only acceptable version of rest. Think about that. The 8 hours you chase and feel guilty about missing isn't ancient at all. It's an artifact of gas lamps and factory clocks, barely 2 centuries old. So when you wake at 3 a.m. now, heart racing, calculating hours left before the alarm, you're panicking over something your great-great-grandparents would have found completely unremarkable. They didn't fight the wakefulness, they used it. That quiet hour had a place in the household. It was for reflection, for intimacy, for low conversation in the dark, the kind that never happens under bright light. Compare that to your version of the same hour. Screen brightness at maximum, blue light telling your brain it's daytime, notifications stacking up, a feed that never ends. Instead of quiet reflection, you get stimulation dressed up as rest. Your body still knows the old way. That's the strange part. Ware's study proved that in a matter of weeks, without any training, without anyone explaining it, Adult humans slip right back into the two-sleep pattern the moment the modern environment stops overriding their biology. Which means the anxiety you feel at 3 a.m., the racing thoughts, the reflex to check the time, might not be a malfunction at all. It might be the oldest, most normal thing your body still remembers how to do. Does that change how you feel about that hour now? Maybe the goal was never to force yourself back to sleep the instant your eyes open. Maybe the goal is what people did for most of human history. Lie still. Let your mind wander in the dark. Don't reach for the phone. Don't check the time. Trust that second sleep is coming, the same way it always has, for every person who came before the light bulb convinced you that waking at night meant something was wrong. It's 3 a.m. again. You're awake. But this time, your hand doesn't move for the phone. Maybe this is just what a night has always, quietly, looked like.